We're about to get started here. Everyone's gathered around the start line. This is typical for every morning. Tunes are playing, so that helps get you in a good mood. It's actually a bit cool this morning, which is nice, but that's going to go away soon. It's going to be hot again tomorrow, or hot tomorrow, hot today. It's going to be as hot today as it was yesterday, so that'll mean it's climbing over 40 Celsius or 110 Fahrenheit. So we're trying to just soak in the cool temps while we can. This morning, our tent was the first one the Berbers took down, so just after 6 a.m. you're still in your sleeping bag. It's cold, you really don't want to get up and you're sore, and suddenly there's several Berbers surrounding the tent and just taking it down right on top of you. So that's, and then within 20 minutes or so later, they're pulling there's actually rugs they lay out at the bottom of the tent, and then the rugs are gone and you're sitting on dirt. Nice way to wake up. I'm a bit sore this morning. My knee was hurting all day yesterday, and it actually hurt sleeping last night, so I'm hoping that the ibuprofen will help get me through today's run. Today is just shy of a marathon. Pretty tough terrain. There's a lot of dunes. I think 5 or 6 sections of dunes. And I don't know, 6 to 8 miles of dune travel in the high temps, so it's going to be a tough one, and that is all leading us up to the long day tomorrow. So game plan today is to take it easy, try to make it through this stage, just take care of my body, take the salt tabs, and make sure I don't get dehydrated, and if you can call it rest, it's to try to be to get a little rest during today's run to get ready for the big one tomorrow. That's it from the start line. Check in with you later. Readings over 46 centigrade, so I don't know, that's 100 and something really hot in Fahrenheit. And it was a great stage. The energy at the beginning of these things is just fantastic. The tunes are playing, the helicopter is up doing all these flybys over the start line. That's got to be one of the most exciting and emotional experiences every single morning when you start out running. But it doesn't take very long until it's just the sound of feet hitting the dirt and the rocks. Had a lot of sand dunes today, and which they're really beautiful, but it involved a lot more navigating with the compass. The groups would get pretty spread out, and a lot of times you would find yourself alone with no one in front that you could see, and just some tracks. And I actually got lost at one point today. Came out of a set of dunes. I picked what I thought was a better line on sand you could actually run in if you got your foot placed just right. But I ended up coming out of the dunes and couldn't see anything, couldn't see any other runners or anything at all. So I went a little bit out into this basin and finally caught sight in the distance of some runners. So a little bit of a detour there. The plan today was to take it easy, try to make sure that I didn't move up at all into the 50s or so, because the top 50 on the long day has to start out 3 hours later than everyone else, and that's starting right at noon in the hottest part of the day, and I didn't want that. Also, my knee was just killing me all night. Every time I moved, my knee hurt. So for the first 2 hours, it was pretty painful. I was actually limping at one point. Managed to keep running, took some ibuprofen, and it worked. After 2 hours, I felt fantastic. Knee pain completely went away. Right about that time, though, my gaiters ripped on one side, and it was right when I was going into a dune section. So I ended up with sand just pouring into my feet or into my shoes for the rest of the day. I would stop after every dune section and empty it out, but it works just like sandpaper. So my toes took a real beating today. I'll come back to that in a minute, but felt great. Went just over 5 hours today, and the last 3 hours it felt great. It was hard to believe it was coming up on what's just about the third marathon in 3 days, and to feel so good. It got pretty hot at the end, but there was a bit of a breeze, if you can call it that, but it was enough to make it not seem quite so brutal. And then boom, suddenly I came upon the bivouac, and it was over. So what I forgot to mention is after the last checkpoint, since I've been feeling so good, I decided to back off things a bit and walked a good bit of it, just to try to lose some places, which worked out perfect. I came in just over 100th today, which should drop my overall standings way out of the danger zone for having to do the late start tomorrow. Right now, when I got back to the camp, my feet, once I got my shoes off with the ripped gaiter, I saw my feet were just well, it looks like those Marathon des Sables pictures, lots of blisters. So I went to the medical tent, got all that taken care of. I'll spare the details, but kind of hobbling around now, hoping that things heal enough to run for, I don't know, 12 plus hours tomorrow. I think that's about it, and I'm just going to have dinner, cook dinner out in the sun again. That seems to work just fine. And well, looking at this gorgeous basin we're right in the middle of, with a mountain range, pretty big mountain range on one side, and then some large rolling mountains on the other. The large mountain is the one we have to run over to start the 50-mile day tomorrow. And actually, now that I turn all the way around, there's a nice set of dunes all behind the camp too. So it's a nice spot. It's almost 6 p.m. It'll be dark in an hour, so I'll enjoy dinner soon. Try to get to sleep early, and then plan for what's going to be an epic day tomorrow. That's it from southern Morocco. Cheers.